Green chili stew is one of my all-time favorite foods. There are many different recipes with a multitude of alterations, but this one is my favorite. It requires only 45 minutes to make, inexpensive ingredients, and mediocre cooking skills. Most importantly, of course, the results are always delicious. Green chili is the signature flavor of New Mexico. Whether the centerpiece of a dish like chili rellenos or a simple topping on a pizza or burger, green chili is always tasty. Though many types of chili have been grown in the state for over 400 years, green chili especially is a staple of not only New Mexico's cuisine, but also its agricultural economy. In 2018 alone, New Mexico produced over 71,000 tons of chili, 92% of which was green chili rather than red. At an average price of $756 per ton, chili brought in well over $53.7 million for New Mexico in 2018 alone. You can find prepared and frozen roasted green chili year-round in most any New Mexico grocery store. Near the end of summer, however, street vendors can be found selling fresh roasted green chili by the bag. I would highly recommend stocking up when you come across one. It's more flavorful than the store-bought chili, it freezes very well, and it makes your car smell great. The downside is you'll have to prepare it yourself when you're ready to use it. It's tedious, but it's not difficult. While I won't demonstrate peeling the skin and removing the seeds here, because I don't have any, I will say this: wear gloves. If you don't wear gloves, your hands will burn for hours, if not days, depending on how hot your chilies are. For the love of God, do not touch your eyes. The spiciness of chili is always a matter of preference, so choose what works for you. For this recipe, you can get away with using nothing but one sharp chopping knife, one cutting board, one large stirring spoon, one large bowl, and one large pot. This time, however, I will be using several more utensils to ease the process along. I use 2 cutting boards, 3 cooking bowls, 2 large stirring spoons, 1 large sharp knife, 1 paring knife, a teaspoon and tablespoon set, 1 potato peeler, a garlic crusher, a regular fork, and 1 large pot. The ingredients I use today are 2 pounds of lean pork, vegetable oil, salt and pepper, cumin, garlic, 3 medium potatoes, 1 onion, and hot green chili. Here is the original recipe from my mom's old cookbook from 1981, Simply Simpatico, by the Junior League of Albuquerque. You'll notice as I cook that I only vaguely follow the recipe. The main differences are I always add more garlic than is called for, I add cumin where there is none in the original recipe, and I never measure anything. As you become more comfortable with cooking, you'll develop an ability to estimate and know what tastes good. When feeding other people, the cook is always right. Let's begin. Preparing the ingredients. Peel, wash, and cube the potatoes. I go with bite size, but any size will work. The larger the dice, the longer the cook time. Set aside. Dice the onion. There's no need to be fancy. If the onion makes you cry, just work through the tears and try not to lop off a finger. Set aside. Prepare the garlic. The easiest way to remove the skin is to smash it with the flat side of the blade. Remove any sprouts, they are very bitter. Set aside. Trim and cube the pork. However big you want, just pick a size and stick with it. Don't be nasty. Don't let your raw meat touch any other surfaces. This will be the last time we use these tools. Immediately dispose of the styrofoam tray and meat scraps in a sealed plastic bag. Heat the oil in the pot. Add the meat and season with salt. I cook on high or medium-high heat, but every stove is different. Use your own judgment. Once cooked through, add pepper, cumin, and onions. Stir and let cook for a minute or two while you crush and add the garlic. Stir to incorporate. Immediately add potatoes and green chili. Cover with water. The original recipe called for 6 roasted chilies. I just eyeballed it. It's okay if the green chili is frozen in a lump, just stir when it melts. The consistency is more of a soup than a stew, so add water if you need to. Serve your stew with whatever sides you like. I always prefer shredded cheddar cheese and a tortilla. If your stew isn't spicy enough, you can add more chili or even chili powder. They do sell green. Or you can sigh and be disappointed. If you find your stew to be too spicy, add sour cream or drink milk. Personally, I like my chili to burn so good, but whatever your chili preferences are, enjoy. Bring to a boil. Let cook until potatoes and onions are tender.